Hello, everybody, and welcome to another great episode of the Gridiron Glory podcast. Bringing you exciting things in the month of January. Happy New Year to everybody out there. Be sure to follow us to conclude our story of the end of the regular season, as we've been going at it for quite some time now. And then be sure to like our page, follow along. We're talking great things of, amazing football content. Be sure to check us out in the playoffs too. We'll definitely bring spicy, juicy, amazing content come playoff season. So stay tuned. In the meantime, we are bringing you a matchup between the Indianapolis Colts and the New York Giants. So obviously, Tad, it's been a brutal season for the New York Giants. We have spoken about it, and it's been intensely brutal to say the least. So when you look at a scenario like this, where they can come out here with a guy like Drew Lock, 17 to 23, 309 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. You love to see it like with guys like Tyrone Tracy Jr., of course, 20 carries, 59 yards. Yeah, Tad, I do want to get your take. Where would you rank Tyrone Tracy Jr., the rookie out of Purdue, amongst offensive rookies in the league? 178 yards, 780 yards, 178 carries, 780 yards, 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean he goes out there, he does what he does. I would say he's done good in his role. I'd say overall he's a fairly average offensive rookie in the league, but he goes out there and he executes his role fine. He's not the problem here in New York.
No, if anything, you keep him around and try to build with him. So you do the same thing with, of course, Tad, Malik Neighbors. 7 catches, 171 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He had 8 targets and even had a catch of 59 yards. And yes, Tad, I'd like to personally ask you, where would you rank Malik Neighbors amongst offensive rookies in the league? In fact, rookies overall. Even.
I mean, in terms of like the skill players, he's probably the best of them.
Right. I mean, I get hyped about this because, Tad, I spoke when we researched and studied the Giants in the preseason. I specifically spoke about Malik Neighbors and his potential, and I certainly love to see that he's living up to my hype. The rookie out of LSU, and I mean, just LSU is just a wide receiver factory, and they're proving it once again with the guys that they produce into the NFL. So you love to see it for Malik Neighbors. And I mean, Giants, if the GM front office, if you guys are listening to me right now and you're watching this podcast, I would highly advise you not to do something stupid like give away Tyrone Tracy Jr. and or Malik Neighbors. I mean, learn from your mistakes at this point. Keep those guys around. So if you want, to be honest, like you mentioned, had a cognitive plan for the New York Giants and in the terms of their franchise and everything. But yeah, that cognitive plan, starting with one, would be to keep these guys around, to say the least.
Yeah, it certainly could. I mean, that certainly could be a part of their plan.
So I think they just need to go after a quarterback in the draft. Or do you see Drew Lock even having like
No.
any kind of future there? 4 touchdowns.
No, I mean, he's not their franchise quarterback. They need a franchise quarterback.
Yeah. Maybe go after a guy like Jackson Dart or something like that. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, certainly some interesting ideas there for the Giants, but like you said, they do get the win, and that win, I mean, it puts them now they're probably going to be around somewhere between like 4th and 10th in the draft rankings. So I mean, they'll still have a fairly high pick. They won't have the number 1 pick like they were hoping for, but they'll still have a fairly decent pick.
And for the Indianapolis Colts, obviously Joe Flacco, 26 of 38, 330 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. A seasoned veteran, a super. I mean, honestly, Tad, we could even say the term super seasoned veteran. I mean, you got your veterans, you got your seasoned veterans, and then you got your super seasoned veterans. He has certainly earned the title of super seasoned veteran, much like LeBron James, for example. So yeah, a super seasoned vet, 26 of 38. Yeah, I mean, he did what he could.
He did what he could. I mean, he is certainly not the reason the Indianapolis Colts got eliminated from playoff contention with this loss.
The defense really could have played a lot better.
The defense was bad. The turnovers. I mean, you don't want to turn it over as much as they did. Joe Flacco did have the 3 turnovers, the 2 interceptions, and the fumble, but in the end, I mean, the defense. You need to put up a much better showing against the New York Giants than they did with the season on the line.
Yeah, yeah, hate to see it for the Colts. Yeah, hate to see it. So it's brutal. Yeah. Giants win 45-33. Be sure to like, subscribe, and follow. January football. Happy New Year. We're getting into the nitty-gritty and into the playoffs. Tad and Will here.